welcome back to Cross Stitch the Globe. My name is Stephanie.
I'm Allison.
And we're two sisters who love cross stitching. This is not a regular Flosstube episode. We did release one last week and we'll release another one next week. This is a Flosstube Extra. And since we started watching Flosstube this summer, we have collectively noticed and ended up starting to say ourselves a variety of turns of phrase, colloquialisms, things that all Flosstubers say that we find endearing, amusing, funny. We are not in any way implying that every single person says every one of these.
No.
And we're also not implying that there's anything wrong with saying these.
We say them.
We say them too. Just that these are things that all Flosstubers say that we find charming.
Yeah.
So we're going to dive right in.
Flosstube speak.
Yes, it's Flosstube speak, but not terms like whip go or FFO. This is more like the funny, weird things that we all say. So the first one is, I know I said I wouldn't start anything, but here are all my new starts.
Yes, that one I've heard that one a time or two. And for some reason, apparently it's this year.
Oh,
It
really?
was the year of the starts. I've heard that on several different accounts. So I've heard this phrase a lot. So I like that phrase.
A variation is like, I have no business starting this. Or, I know I said I would start this later, but I just had to start it right now.
Yeah.
All right, what do you have?
I just have a tiny start, a sad start. Sad start. And then you show it and it's not bad at all. You're like, I only had an hour to work on it. It's like, but we all say it. We're like, no, it's not that good.
Oh, yeah. Whether it's like 30 stitches or like 500 stitches.
Yeah.
We're like, I just have a tiny little start.
It's just a sad start. Or like when they're like, oh no, you're like showing it and they're like, okay, it's upside down. It's a sad start. So I enjoyed that phrase too. That was good.
So the next one is, sorry for the glare, but I'm not taking this out of the package. And it's usually a pattern because, especially like at a wet parade, people are not going to take 50 patterns out of their packaging.
Yeah.
So there will be glare, or like glare on an iPad when you're showing something. Or for me, like, I don't actually say this in the videos because there's nothing I can really do about it, but glare, you can see the glare on my glasses. Though my new glasses should have a little more glare protection. So that's exciting.
Excited purchase.
But yes, we do. And then it's usually followed by something like, if I took it out, we would be here all day. This video is already going to be an hour and I don't want to add 20 minutes.
Right. Or it'll get damaged and lost and the cat or the dog will jump on it. Okay, so then the next one is, I can't show you the pattern. And there's no picture. So then we all use our imaginations, and it's wonderful. We collectively create things.
Especially on like freebies.
Yes, like, can't show you it, don't have a picture. Here's what I have.
And related is, oops, I flashed the pattern. Don't stitch it off of the flash that I just showed you. Especially like when like you have like a book or something where like or a magazine where like everyone doesn't have a picture, but you think there are pictures, but then you are in it and you're like, oh no, actually, I just showed you the whole pattern.
The whole pattern just came right there. And then I'm imagining the kind of person who would like freeze frame and like print that off or something. But we're making sure we're repping for the people. Like, don't steal this.
Do not do it.
Don't
Especially,
do it.
like maybe it was like Our Lady of the Flagger or something. People would be
Well,
like, oh,
yeah.
I can stitch her earlobe off of what they just dropped.
Yeah. But it happens. We all accidentally flash it.
I definitely did.
Yeah. But it's one of the Flosstube things. And then the next one was, sorry I didn't iron this. Or sorry that it has hoop rings and all the things. And I do iron them, but I'm like, I enjoy ironing them.
Well,
so that's just
behind the curtains. I have to come in. I'm setting up the lights and I'm doing the letters for the board and like that set up, and that dead time she usually goes and irons all our projects. But she did recently say, if we're gonna have this many projects, they're not all getting ironed.
I did say that because it went from like a handful of projects and then you hand me this like stack
like, here's
of wrinkles, and I'm like,
pieces of linen with hoop marks. Thanks.
I feel like I should be getting like a nickel per project.
Maybe we open a buy me a coffee and it's just to support your ironing habit.
Your habit.
Well, I know, I'm not. Well, and also, like, I would love to take more beautiful pictures of my stuff for Instagram, but until I have a better lighting situation in my house, like, I stopped stitching around midnight, and then it's like, I'm not going to iron it and light it It's like, and the lighting in my house is so bad. Sometimes I'll throw up a terrible Instagram story of the light, but like.
Oh, I do not iron them just for everyday pictures. No. But like floss-tube, I don't even know if I do it for an extra, but I would do it for a full-fledged hour plus
floss-tube. All right, so related to that is, oh no, I'm so sorry, I left the needle in it. And I'm just imagining like what person, like that is such a ubiquitous sentiment in the iron marks.
And it's something that always goes through my head before I start filming, like what did I do with my needle?
Well, I'm like pretty like, because I have small children, I'm very specific about my needles. So lost needles are like an emergency. And you have your giant needle finder.
I have a needle finder.
But I just am imagining like who, when Flosstube started, was going around telling everyone how awful their hoop marks and their leftover needles were, that made everyone feel so terrible about it.
We all have guilt.
They preemptively have passed down the need to apologize. I've never heard someone complain about hoop marks, but I feel preemptively like I need to apologize.
You feel judged.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. So hoop marks, needles. Oh, sorry for the frayed edges. Like, it's fabric, it's gonna do
Unless,
that.
yeah, it's like we're not, we're mostly not.
No judgment here.
Like, I
don't have a serger. Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
And I don't like the masking tape. Like, I appreciate that.
That's a great idea.
It's a really good idea. For me, the feel and the look of the materials, because I'm more of a process stitcher, is really important. And so, like, I want a vintage hoop, and I want a nice piece of linen and a pretty piece of silk. And a big thing on masking tape would just ruin.
It ruins the fantasy.
The experience for me so much that it's just like, I'd rather just cut my fabric a little bit longer and allow for a little bit of frayed edges.
Well, you know what we need to do is invest in a serger. I mean, you do enough.
Well, when we have a place to put,
we're gonna have a craft room someday.
Someday, not Sunday, because it's not this Sunday.
Not Sunday.
In the future. Someday. Also, we don't live together, but we probably will end up with like one craft room. At least at first. All right, so oh, this is my favorite one. I say this one all the time because I love a project bag. This project lives in this bag. Like, I've created like a sweet little home for it, and sometimes I have like lovingly picked out a project bag that matches, especially if a project is going to be like a multi-year thing. It's like, oh, so I picked out like a beautiful project bag that matches, that I know I will still like when the project is done, and it's like color coordinated. I found the perfect little needle minder jewelry for it, and it just all lives together in this cozy little bag.
This is its home.
It's its home. And or like
we all like really lovingly take care of the
things
that we stitch with, so that's so great.
It's like the purse for your stitching days. Since you literally, like, I even like today, it's like I'm carrying around, like I brought stitching over for after we record, so it's like I'm seeing it as much as I'm seeing my purses. So I love a project bag.
Absolutely. Yours are so cute.
Well, and Allison takes canvas bags. If you haven't watched before, Allison can canvas bags, but she like, monogram is not the right word, but she stitches like motifs from the patterns, and so her project bag literally matches the patterns. So she's building tiny homes from scratch for each one of her projects.
Yeah. Every project is gonna, the bags will turn over eventually. That hasn't happened yet. Eventually,
at first she's like, well, this will just be my Halloween bag. It's like, well, what happens if you have 5 Halloween projects?
Turns out I have several Halloween bags already. But yeah, well, that's that. Okay. Oh, the camera isn't showing the color. And you know what? True statement, every day, all day. Like, it just won't. No matter where you end up.
Does it look good here?
It ain't gonna look the same.
No.
So we all say that because we want you to know, like, if it looks really bad on camera, we want you to know that in person, it's really not that bad.
Or like, it's like, well, this fabric is purple, but it's showing up as gray. And like, obviously purple, I think, is like universally, everyone has the hardest time with purples.
Yes, purple's hard.
But even telling like the difference between like neutrals is hard, because a lot of times like we're watching and we're interested in the fabric because it looks pretty, or it's something we want to stitch, and it'd be nice to know, like, is that the piece for us?
Yeah.
But you can't
always. Is it true to color?
Yeah.
But you can't.
You can't always tell. Let's see. Oh, sorry about the back, or like a variation would be like, ignore the messy back. And then sometimes it's like perfectly neat. And I understand
it's like a reverse.
Some types of stitching needs nicer backs than others. Types of
Depends
stitching
on the linen, right?
But again, what person is going around offended by the sight of the back? It's like your back needs to be like you're the one who needs to deal with your back. Like does it meet the needs for what you want to do with the piece?
Yeah.
So
I have a finished piece. I didn't do anything to the back.
Well, no, I just mean that like you know what you know if it's full coverage or not. You know if the fabric shows. You know if you're getting shadows. You know like
I heard one person say they leave the tail on because the original, it was a reproduction, and the original had the little tails on the back, and you could see it through the fabric. And I thought, you know what? Right on.
That's
like,
adorable.
That is so like that's so perfect. I love that.
That's adorable. Yeah. So basically, like, do whatever you want with your backs, but and have whatever opinion you want to have about backs, but you don't need to apologize for the choices that you've made because there's no cross-stitch police. But I will still tell you when my backs are messy.
Well, yeah, we're gonna do all these.
No, we're 100% doing all of these things, but we're just also aware that it's
but it's
an idiosyncrasy.
Cohort. Oh, I can realistically get this done, and then done by, and then they say what is obviously a very unrealistic goal based on all the whips we had just seen. So, and we're both guilty of that. But
I'm still working on the witch's cabinet.
It's so funny every time. Yeah, still on the witch's cabinet. Yep.
And now it's been moved to January.
Yeah. We're just gonna skip December altogether. Just don't even bother. But yeah, so I love that one. It's a gem.
Here's one. Okay, so this pattern was an exclusive, so I'm really sorry you can't get this pattern. And I understand why we all say it because it's like you're trying to be like, I'm not bragging that I have this exclusive or out of print pattern. I'm just trying to explain that you can't just go buy this pattern. I'm not bragging, but I also am sorry because I know that on Flosstube we all like to get inspiration from each other, and you can't stitch it, or you might have to go like on the secondary market. It might be expensive, or some things are exclusive to a retreat or a class, and it's never
You'll
coming
never
out.
Find it,
But I do love when people are like, "I'm so sorry."
Yeah. But on the other hand, like it's nice to know. Don't go searching for
don't
this.
bother.
You cannot find it. So I love both ways.
It is kind of relaxing too to watch somebody stitch something. You're like, nope, I'm not. I will never stitch that, and it's not because I don't like it, but it's off my plate.
Yeah,
like I just get to appreciate their work.
I hate backstitching. So apparently the cross-tube community, nobody likes to backstitch, but there is a heck of a lot of designers that think it's a great feature.
Well, it does. Like it makes
it does a lot.
Yeah.
So it's just funny that everyone like pretty much universally has been saying I hate backstitching.
Or they'll say like I'm backstitching as I go because if I don't backstitch it as I go, I'll just burn it. Like it just won't happen.
Right. So some serious like passionate opinions on the backstitch.
I really have. There are times I've hated backstitching and times I've been okay with it, but I really like statistics, and it's annoying to me that like in markup those don't count as stitches. So it's like, oh, I did all the stitches I need to do for the day, and then I have this like extra thing that I get no credit for.
Can you just pick 2 random?
Oh, I should do that. I should
totally
like,
do that.
I just backstitch or just add like 100 for like every 10 minutes of backstitching, or not 100, but like 10 stitches for every minute of backstitching I do or something.
Yeah, just choose some border or whatever.
Oh, here's the next one. I'm behind on the Sal, or like it was a stitch along, but I did it more as a start along, especially for like mystery Sals, and then something will happen. I'm like, I don't know. Like I'm behind 2 parts. I'm behind 5 parts.
Or when they're like, when people are like, this was a Sal, everybody else finished, but I'm still working on it.
They're all
That's
done.
very common.
They're done. I'm not.
Yeah.
She finished the witch's cabinet stitch along. I did not.
So yeah. Yep. Sorry for the zipper sounds, but I don't want these kits to get mixed up or misplaced, or I don't want to make a mess. We get it. We understand.
I like the ASMR
100%.
of the stuff. It doesn't bother me at all. Like
no, it's fine.
But I do think it's funny and I get that like that the sound thing is more about people who listen on headphones and like there is some like audio thing where it does bother some people, but it doesn't bother me. So it
doesn't bother me.
So I'm always like, oh, don't apologize. I'm quite enjoying being fully immersed in the sounds of stitching.
We have surround sound, so.
Okay, I'm a seasonal stitcher, so this piece is going away until next year after X holiday. I'm really looking forward to picking this one up again next Christmas, next Easter. It's like, well, if you're loving it, you're loving it. But also no, like for me as a seasonal stitcher, as soon as the holiday's over, it feels icky almost to like keep picking it up.
Really? That's also a strong opinion.
Yeah, I
know. All right.
18.
Oh, I really should get back to this one. I need to stitch to this one. I started it because I loved it. Yes, we all feel that.
Yeah.
And that is so hard. It would be so hard not to say that because you mean it about everything.
And I do love a whip parade where they're like, oh, I love this one. Oh, I really love that one. And they're like, yeah, no, you have 100 whips. You love all of them and you just have to figure it out. But it's okay to like tell us how much you love it because we believe you and we love
it.
I love my current 15 whips and you love your
too many. I don't even know because I started one literally when she was like, I'm driving over now, and I'm like, okay. So I started something, knowing that I was gonna have to stop in 30 minutes. I started something. Oh my.
Okay, so this goes with the zipper, or is similar to the zipper, but sorry for the crinkle sounds. I didn't take these out of the bags. And you normally hear this one like during haul, especially like fabric, like because fabric comes in those pretty.
Oh, I was thinking like bead packs.
Oh yeah,
and stuff.
Anything
kind of
where
crinkle, like plastic crinkle.
Or like any haul where like they bought it, they set it aside because they didn't want to start using it till they got to show us. But they didn't take it out of the package. Or you can't take it out of the package because it will mess up. You won't be able to figure out like what it was or how to put it back. So, and again, I like a crinkle just like I like a zipper, but I understand why some people don't. But it's just so funny. We're all just like, I'm sorry, it's gonna crinkle. Prepare for the crinkle.
Okay, so I have a lot of haul this week, but next week I'm spending less.
Followed by maybe spending
less. Or I know this looks like a lot, but it came in, over months. I know this looks like a lot, but I'm going on a budget next month.
I know this looks like a lot, but I was at a retreat and I bought it all in person.
Yeah. I'm supporting small businesses.
There was a sale.
There was a really good sale. Or I got this all from a D-Stash group. So.
I love a D-Stash. I love a Facebook market haul. I know this bag of cross-stitch supplies looks like a lot, but it was $35 on Facebook Marketplace.
Good a deal. And we get it and we love it and it's great. Because we love your haul. Because it's haul, y'all.
It's haul, y'all. Oh, this is my favorite one. I've noticed so many people say it. So, the fabric designer that's spelled XJU Designs. That's where you can get it on Etsy, but then her stuff is also sold through like Rebel Stitcher and a lot of other like stitching stores or online needle workshops. I haven't seen it in person, but I think maybe it is. But everyone always says, I don't know how to pronounce it, and then they'll say, is it XJU Designs? Is it Baiju Designs? Is it XJU Designs? And then somebody goes, well, we should ask her. Yes, could somebody ask and tell the rest of
Somebody asks. Because it's a common question. Does anyone know how to pronounce it? Somebody ask.
Somebody who knows
who's got a connection.
I know. And also she's Hungarian. So it's like I wouldn't, that language is
How do you ask how to pronounce your name?
Yeah, I would not venture to guess how to pronounce a word that was initially Hungarian.
Yeah.
Or if it's just the letters or whatever, just tell us because we don't know.
We don't know. That's true. I need to stitch the patterns I have. I bought them because I love them. This is a variation of I've got more to stitch than my years on Earth. There's variations of that.
I have 100 patterns tagged. I should stitch those.
I should stitch the ones I have. I'm gonna stitch some stash this year. this week, today.
Yeah. And then for floss tubes that have giveaways, our very last one that we're going to share for things that all floss-tubers say, but this obviously if the way of giveaways is don't say giveaway.
Don't say it.
Don't say it.
Don't say it. I think everyone knows by now, but just in case.
Don't say it.
Don't say it.
Because it will, I've seen trolls pop up on, and it's awful.
Trolls are real.
And it's awful, but don't say it.
But
don't say giveaway.
Don't say giveaway.
All right, guys. This was really fun. I'm glad we did this one. All right. Well, you'll have a regular floss tube next week. And until then, thanks so much. Bye, guys.
Thanks.